Kingdom Under Fire 2 is, at its core, a traditional MMO experience which was somewhat expected. The idea that the title would be a hybrid RPG RTS single-player experience has been long forgotten as it makes its way into the new genre. Luckily for fans of the earlier titles, the MMO formula is not overly extensive, nor demands pay-to-win schemes to grant exceptional experiences.
Vert got away, but we got our castle back.
The first wave of quests in Kingdom Under Fire 2 ends up being fairly boring as it teaches you the mechanics. Still, the character creation system is extensive and vast, but classes have fixed genders, which doesn't really help deepen class arrangement. Though, the game's 5 different character classes adds room for deep character customization, especially for the facial features. As for troops, players can expect classes such as Shaman, Ogre, Archer, Royal Mage, and Iron Wall Heavy Cavalry. When traversing the large continent of Berseria, players will be able to net experience to apply to their character's growth, which extends their combos and skill tree. There are some amazing action moves that deal intense damage. During battles, the bigger the combo chain, the bigger the damage. In terms of strategy, placing troops in the most beneficial areas can be what leads to victory. Training and ranking up your army is equally important, otherwise sending them to war will result in nothing but losses. The mixing gameplay of action, hack and slash, and real-time strategy works over each phase, but can be mixed if players choose to. When fighting up close, players can control the main character in a third-person view, but there are options to change the camera and control the troops, which shows an angle over the enemy and the battlefield. Commanding the troops is pretty simple depending on their main attributes. Players can use archers for long-range attacks and have the cavalry for the intense combat. After level 30, oriented objectives will be mostly troop-based, with different missions. Invade, defend, and tactical battles await those who train hard enough and desire the ultimate equipment. Future content and update will extend the game's content with raids and extra quests. Both gameplay modes are solid, and there are even a few instances where players will be introduced to new mechanics such as commanding a flying ship. The overall presentation is pleasant. Each quest sets up a nice scenario at different areas of play. Cities are well designed and NPC renders are simply amazing. It's a shame they are repetitive across the whole game. Discussing these visuals without the optimization is impossible as one impacts the other significantly. Visually, Kingdom Under Fire 2 looks perfectly fine. The only issue though is that the game's graphics do not justify the heavy hit on current hardware. The frame rate drops significantly in events that are scripted for each playable character. Post-processing and shadows seem to take a major performance hit, while anti-aliasing is not required, but without having it at least on medium, it's visually unbearable.
Following me so far, Durin?
Vert, you scumbag. I won't forgive you.
Kingdom Under Fire 2 is a decent entry in the series that Blue Side is trying to make less grindy and relatively more accessible, but in the end, we all have to ask ourselves, is this the game we've been waiting nearly a decade for? Well, it's hard to say. I personally think the developers tried their best and the final result is an interesting experience that fans of the series might want to spend some time with. The visuals are great, but the game begs to be optimized, which I'm hoping we'll see as the patches roll out. Noisy Pixel is giving Kingdom Under Fire 2 a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.